guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about a very important topic to me, relationships, and what does that mean? So as far as back as I can remember, I have always had different meanings, interpretation of what relationships are supposed to be, right? For example, I remember when I started the journey of transformational work, and a friend and I were talking, and I remember saying something like, oh, well, romantic relationships and friendships are two different things, right? And he was like, no, it's still a relationship. And I never really thought about it like that, right? Because I think in my mind, I fantasized a romantic relationship. So it meant that it was special and it was different from my actual friendships. But then I've realized, no, it's still a relationship, right? And I also had like the belief of, where you're supposed to act different and be different when you're in your romantic relationships versus your actual friendships. Lies, lies, lies. I soon came to realize that relationships, no matter who they are in your life, you should always be your authentic self, right? And so when you are being your authentic self inside of relationships, you will be able to cultivate real, honest relationships with people who are meant to be in your life, right? So my belief is that relationships are spiritual assignments, that people come into your life to help you heal different parts of you. As far back as I can remember, whether it was when I entered the foster care system or when I started the journey of transformational work, I've met different people, right? And so it's like that saying, what's that saying? Different seasons, reasons, lessons, blessings. People come into your life in different stages of your life. So I had to think about that for a minute and reflect on my journey and really be present to the different people that I was attracting, right? And so I believe that what you're attracting, the type of people that you're attracting, it is to help heal certain parts of yourself, right? And once you have healed that part, that person may no longer be in your life and you may meet someone else. You may attract someone else based on where you are in your life, right? And so there was a time where, I was afraid of letting go of people because of my conversation around mattering and my worthiness and just needing to control and not wanting to let go because I was so scared and I needed to have control, right? I've learned that it's okay to let go of people. People come into your life in different seasons. They come into your life to teach you different things, and it's okay, right? You will, your vibe attracts your tribe, and I've learned that. And I'm so grateful for the friendships and the relationships that I have in my life right now because they nurture me and they grow me, and my friends hold me accountable, and we are creating magic in the world and we get to support each other, right? It's amazing. But there was once a time where I was like, no new people. Does that sound familiar? You know what I'm talking about. I used to say it back in the day, and I get it, right? I've learned you cannot grow when you are surrounded by the same people your whole life. No matter how amazing they may be, there's no way for you to be able to grow inside of that group. So I had to learn to be open and to be brave and courageous to let go of certain people at certain stages of my life in order to be able to grow and be open to new things. And as scary as it was, I wouldn't change it for the world because it allowed me to expand my horizons, expand my consciousness. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the space that I'm in because I'm able to see relationships as lessons that help me heal parts of myself that I may be aware of and I may not even be aware of, right? So that goes back to the what you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. And so here's the other thing I've learned about relationships. I've realized that it's okay for me to ask for what I need, right? So there's an amazing book called The 5 Love Languages, right? And I've come to realize my love languages are quality time and gifts, right? Who doesn't like gifts? So the people closest to me know that I'm loved when they're spending time with me. That's my love language. And so I've also had to learn the love languages of my friends and my family. It is okay to ask what is wanted and needed in a relationship that you need. And it is also okay for the other person to let you know what is wanted and needed for them. So that way you can be able to cultivate a relationship that is win-win, where one person is not getting their needs met, it is okay to have your needs met so long as the other person is getting their needs met as well, and both of you are creating a win-win situation, right? And so here's the other thing too. I remember back in the day when, right, I mean, this is before I was doing any type of inner work, right? So there's this saying of checks, so deposits and withdrawals, right? So I remember being that person that was always allowing people to make withdrawals from the bank, which was me, right? But not putting any deposits. So make sure that your relationships are a give and take, that people are making deposits into your relationship and they are making withdrawals as well. And that you're doing the same, because you never want to make anyone feel like they're not being appreciated. You always want to take you always want to make sure that the people you love know that they are appreciated and that they are loved, right? And so by doing so, you get to show gratitude in some formal way, right? Figure out what their love language is. Figure out what is it that matters to them and what's important to them, and make sure that they're doing the same thing for you. So these are some of the things that I wanted to share around relationships. And I get it. You know, sometimes I was in a place at one point where I remember being in a place where I was scared to allow new people to come into my life, right? If I didn't know you, I wasn't gonna mess with you. It's hard when you're learning how to trust yourself and you're learning how to navigate through emotions and feelings that you may not understand. It's easy to be in relationships with people that don't serve you, right? And so something I love that my spiritual advisor once told me, he was like, your relationships need to grow you. Are they growing you? Is it feeding you, right? Are you getting what it is that you need from these relationships? I want you to really, really think about that. And you should always be able to be all of who you are, magical and amazing, in all your relationships, right? Be in relationships where you are accepted, not tolerated, celebrated, right? That is what's going to support the relationship in growing and flourishing and allow you to have amazing relationships in your life, right? And so have those, you get to have those amazing relationships. You get to have relationships where you feel that you can be your most authentic self and where you are thriving and you are getting everything you need because you deserve it. And again, your vibe is going to attract your tribe, right? So how are you showing up? How are you showing up in the world is going to reflect the people, the circumstances that you are attracting to you, right? And so my final note, know that whatever type of relationship that you want to be, whatever you want to create, joy, trust, love, it is possible. And it starts with you. And my challenge to you this week is to really take inventory. Take inventory of the relationships that you are currently in and ask yourself, does this relationship bring me joy? Does this relationship allow me to be my best self? Am I, or do I feel safe enough to be my most authentic self while being in this relationship? Think about it. Take inventory, write out those relationships that you are, and ask yourself these questions and share with me below. Make sure you're following me on IG at Pamela J. Campbell on Instagram. See you guys next time. Bye.